Hey guys, so what I'm going to do in this video, I'm going to go through the green laning 101, the how-to green lane. I want to keep it really brief. The reason why I'm holding this in my hand is this is an external microphone that I've just filmed this entire video on, and the audio went bad halfway through, so it sounded like a Dalek, so that can do one. Now, what I want to do is I want to brief through a couple of things. I want to brief through my riding equipment, the applications, and the bike itself. This is going to be a real short video, pretty much for novices. If you were sort of into your green lane and you want to watch, then by all means do so, but this is predominantly based for the novices, for the equipment, the applications, and the bike itself. And that's just not any type of bike, it's just a few things that I've done to make life a lot easier with doing what we do. So let's have a little bit of a chat. Helmet wise, I use HGSC. Reason why I use HGSC, it's cheap. It's road legal, it meets all the safety standards. Generally speaking, helmets don't last that long when you're doing green laning because the amount of sweat that you do after 8, 10, 9 hours, however long you're out, especially in summer and winter, mind, these become rancid, they stink, and they get destroyed from the trees, right? Trees just brush past these and annihilate them. God forbid if you have an external expensive helmet, it's going to get murdered. So, next bit, the bottom part of you. Boots. Boots are a personal preference for everybody. I've tried many different types of boots. I've gone size up, size downs. I've done all sorts over the years. I've gone for a Tech 7. Now, me personally, these Tech 7s are a fantastic boot. They haven't got a great deal of grip on the bottom. However, you can somewhat sort of manage. When you're out on the lanes and you're sort of stopping and you're helping people and pulling, you determine ways of digging your heel in and just helping people if you have a pull strap. So, moving on from the boots, and it's on the floor. I use waterproof socks. Reason why I use waterproof socks is when you're doing 100 and 120 mile rides like I do, we've got multiple river crossings, the boots are absolutely saturated. These little amazing bits of equipment are military grade sealskins, they're about £35 a set. They last a year each. If you look after them, they may last even more. They keep your feet bone dry the entire day. And if they're dry, they're also warm. Now, jacket wise, I use a Bearing top jacket. I've also used Frank Thomas as well. You can use whatever you want. This is a bit of an expensive jacket for doing green laning. However, I've got a mega deal on this on eBay. And because I got a deal on eBay, I utilise it. Some might say it's super wasteful, but ideally, I've got a deal. It's comfortable, it fits me. It's warm in winter, and you can use it in summer somewhat until it gets to the warmer months. Trouser wise, I have Troy Lee Designs bottoms, or, as these are very dirty, Fast House. 2 sizes above. Reason being why I go 2 sizes is so you can get your leg over the seat and it's not a problem on your sort of that area anyway. So you can get your leg over. Always go a couple of sizes above. But what I do advise as well, with any motocross gear and enduro gear, go to a shop, try it on. Because when you buy it online, you have absolutely no idea. Every brand is different. Lastly, I say lastly, it's not lastly actually, going out of frame so you can't see me. Gloves. Alpine Star gloves, Knox gloves, Troy Lee Designs, Oxford, Fast House. I've tried a lot over the years, big time, a lot. I've recently gone to the Alpine Star glove. This is not a plug for any product that I'm talking about, because these are the only ones that I found that work for me. Everybody else is different. Copper gloves they're called. These are a really versatile glove. I love how they feel. The only downside, Velcro. And that Velcro is dying as we speak. But these are 6 months old, 6 months of hard use. So I'll give it its dues, all right? Don't know what that was, big bang. Rain jacket, something I keep in the bottom of my bag. Only used it once, and that was in the Dales. Halfway around it was absolute biblical rain, and rather than struggling, simply chuck it over your jacket. Whilst they're waterproof, give yourself an extra layer. This keeps the wind off as well. Really critical to have one of them in the bottom of your bag in winter, not the case in summer. And lastly, the mount that I use to film my videos. I don't need to plug them, but it's Dango mounts. Everybody seems to be using these now. They're quite a grippy, solid bit of equipment they are. And I use that on my GoPro 7. That I will be upgrading to an 8 or a 10. It's just financially, GoPros are so expensive to do the media mod. And guys, that's it realistically with the bike gear. So let's chat a little bit about the bike and then the applications. The bike. absolute personal preference for what I'm going to talk to you about. I've recently just gone to Moose's because I'm sick of seeing people basically have punctures. I use the Mitre 754 green tyre on the front, and then I use the Max's, or I use the 6 days tyres. Generally speaking, I'm going to be going to a Michelin tyre next, but same thing, I run the Moose's on the front. For a foam mount, I use Ram Mount's Quick Grip. These are a fantastic, fantastic mount, but what I do advise is when you buy this, you can buy the accessory kit where you get more pins. It's like a rebuild kit. What I advise is you buy the kit with it. I think it's £6 for this little edition here. And what it means is you put extra pins in, because it comes with 4, I think it comes, that one and that one there. And I put this extra one here, and it just means that it's extra solid for your phone, no issues whatsoever. I have my little charging system down there. As you can see, it's actually unplugged at the minute because them charging systems do actually have a little bit of an earth draw, okay? So I actually leave it unplugged. And then, after that, pull straps on the front. Good quality pull straps. These are Krieger, or Krieger, however you want to pronounce it. I have no idea. And the same on the rear as well. Nice expensive pull straps because I've had many of the cheap ones and they all seem to fail, and I saw Stevens fail on the weekend. On the other side of the bike, there is nothing special whatsoever. However, I want to touch on one thing you should carry with these bikes. One is an OEM gear lever. Two, an OEM clutch lever. Now, the reason why I carry them is if you break a brake lever, you can get home. If you break a brake lever on your rear brake, you can get home. You just snap it off, whatever. It makes no difference, even if it's bent round. However, you've got a bent gear lever, you're absolutely stuffed. So I carry tools to change both them items, including various other things. I keep my tools inside the airbox, inside a pencil case. That's how I've got it. And then I keep any longer tools in my backpack. About the bike. We've spoke a little bit about all my gear. Now I want to talk to you about the applications. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to film what I'm going to show you, and I'm going to overlay a little bit of a discussion. So you will basically see one still image that's on my phone screen, and I'm going to talk about it, and then I'm going to wrap the video at that, because this video is purely to keep it really short for people who are coming into Green Lane, so I can send them this, because I do get people asking me on messages on Instagram quite frequently, and I kind of want to be able to just send them this link rather than go through all of the rigmarole of explaining the same thing over and over and over again. So that's the next bit. So what you can see now is the homepage for Trailwise 2. Remember, this is an online application. This is not something you want to be relying on when you're on the lanes and haven't got a signal. So you can see the blue there is byways, red is UCRs. There is quite a lot for people that think there isn't many lanes. Obviously there is restrictions and TROs and other stuff. So I'm going to zoom in here to Rudland Rig so you can see that. And what it's going to do, it's going to open up the lane because you click on it. And what it'll do is it'll come up with a little tab like that, and you can see the details. Click on the details, and what that does there is it opens up like a comment section. You scroll down the screen. Once you scroll down, you can see people's comments, notifications, TROs. And I find this a really useful way to sort of connect with other people as well. You can reply, you can share the comments, different stuff like that, and also see if people have said that there can be issues on the lane times of year flooding. So going back, you can use this section of the screen. You can zoom in and out, which I find really handy actually when you're trying to find a gateway and stuff like that, or other things when you're out in the lanes just trying to find directions and exactly which side of a fence to go on. Very handy. There you can see there which ways you can actually view it, and here you go. There you can see other lanes. You can see what restrictions. There's a little triangle warning you. There's your layers. And lastly, the most important thing really, I think, is here. You can select a GPX file from your computer. Remember, this is a computer-based only part of the application. You click on it, and then you would open up your device or computer and overlay a GPX file from Outdoor Active. Here we have the application Outdoor Active. Very, very useful application. Definitely worth paying for, same as Trailwise 2. This application can be used offline. So what I would always advise is either using two computers or your phone, and you can basically map it out. It's really easy with a mouse. It does take time.
but it's the best way to do it. And what you can do, you can zoom right in here and you can keep going and going and going, and you were basically able to see the green lanes and the byways, the UCRs. And there's, like, for instance, a couple of my maps, and you click on it, and what you do is you then click the... It's actually a little bit out of screen at the minute, you're not going to be able to see it. It says GPS deactivated there, but what that means is then it locates exactly where you are on the screen. As you can see, you can zoom right in and you can follow the roads, you can see the start of green lanes, UCRs, and it's a very, very, very useful application to have. And like I say, it can be used offline. So I hope some of this advice that I've given in this video can help the